Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at the best Dell laptops in the market for 2021. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these laptops, you can check out the links in the description below. Before we start, I have a question for you guys. Which laptop are you using right now and what is your opinion on it? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. Dell Inspiron 7000 2-in-1 Best 2-in-1 Laptop. An amazing Inspiron laptop is the Inspiron 7000. This one has a very nice design and it's one of the best 2-in-1 laptops available. The design of this laptop is very stylish and on top of that the build quality is top-notch. It can last you for years thanks to the durability and has many more interesting features you might want to take a look at. My first impression of this laptop was pretty great. The first thing that caught my eye was how great the touchscreen display worked. It was very responsive and overall the performance of this laptop is just top-notch. It comes with one USB 2.0 port, one USB 3.0 port, one USB Type-C, an SD card reader, a headphone jack and one HDMI port. This beast is packed with Intel i7-1165G7, 64GB of RAM, 2TB of SSD, GeForce MX 350 and many more great features. The keyboard of this laptop was pretty awesome because you can type for hours and still won't feel any discomfort. The touchpad, on the other hand, is mediocre, but it does a good job and it is very responsive. It's packed with a 3-cell lithium-ion battery and the battery life can last you up to 10 hours without a problem. I'd recommend this laptop to anyone who wants a good-looking laptop that has plenty of great features. Number 4. Dell XPS 139310 Best for most people. A trim-to-the-max chassis, a beautiful screen and a cutting-edge Intel Tiger Lake processor help the latest Dell XPS 13 affirm its status as today's top high-end ultra-portable. The Dell XPS 13 is quite stunningly beautiful. That may sound like hyperbole, but hand on heart, this ultra-thin laptop has wow factor looks that are certainly on par with, say, a MacBook Pro. In fact, we'd wager some people will buy it for its aesthetic appeal alone. Basically, take this into a meeting and colleagues and clients will know you mean business. Constructed from 2 blocks of CNC machined aluminium and imprinted with a stainless steel Dell logo, this slimline laptop is just 14.8mm or 0.58 inches at its thickest. Yet, with a 1.27 kilogram or 2.8 pound weight, it doesn't feel flimsy, but solid and robust. The base model of the Dell XPS 13 comes with 13.4-inch Full HD, in other words 1920 by 1080 touchscreen, which has a 16:10 aspect ratio. That's a slight but not really significant variation from the 16:9 ratio of most computer screens and TVs. Made from Corning Gorilla Glass, it's glare, impact and scratch resistant too. This one comes with Intel Core i7-1165G7, 16GB of 4267MHz LPDDR4X RAM, and 512GB of SSD. On the whole, if you want a premium ultrabook that runs Windows, this is quite simply one of the best buys around, and comes highly recommended. Number 3. Dell Inspiron 15-3000 Best Mid-Range Option. Moving on, we have another great Dell laptop. It's the Inspiron 15-3000. This one has a very solid performance, stylish and minimalistic design, and a very solid build quality. I'd recommend this laptop to anyone because it's a great choice for any type of usage, work, fun, writing, editing, etc. With this laptop, you'll experience an ultra-vivid picture, amazing sound quality, and nice flexibility to fit your needs. The Inspiron 15-3000's design has an interesting texture but a boring color scheme. Dell constructed the back lid, keyboard deck and base using a textured black plastic, which feels smooth to the touch but is very flexible. The edges of both the lid and the base have a glossy black casing, which breaks up the design but creates some rough edges where the two materials meet. Dell's Inspiron 15-3000 series laptops are a tremendous value if you want a portable all-round PC. The laptop in this deal packs 15.6-inch 1920 by 1080 display, AMD Ryzen 5 3450U quad-core processor, 16GB of DDR4 RAM and 512GB of PCIe NVMe SSD. As for ports, the Inspiron 15-3000 has 2 USB 3.2 Type-A ports, a USB 2.0 Type-A port, an HDMI port and an RJ45 port. There's also a built-in SD card reader and 3.5mm audio jack on board. Definitely one of the best laptops in the market, without a doubt. Number 2. Alienware M15 R4. Best for gaming. When it comes to gaming laptops from Dell, you can look beyond the Alienware brand, which Dell owns, but you'll be doing yourself a disservice. Not only do they look great with a sleek design, but they rock all the latest tech from Intel and Nvidia. Anything you play will look downright gorgeous on the Alienware M15's 15.6-inch 4K display, and the combination of up to a GeForce RTX 3060 6GB GDDR6 and up to 16GB of DDR4 RAM will be able to handle most games you throw at it. This is more than capable of handling most modern games, so long as you don't mind turning down a few settings here and there. The 16GB of DDR4 RAM is also excellent for gaming, so too is the Intel Core i7-10870H. Even if you go with the entry model, you'll be sure to have a good time. In terms of design and size, this edition of the M15 is identical to the last. The updates are entirely internal, with the new GPU, the Star. Since this isn't an improved build, I won't spend too much time on the design, but here are the fundamentals. The chassis measures 0.8 by 14.19 by 10.86 inches and tips the scale at 4.65 pounds. That makes for a moderate-sized laptop, but perfectly acceptable for a powerful gaming machine. In a sense, it's also impressive that the body hasn't changed, considering that greater GPU power is being added internally. Number 1. Dell XPS 15 9500. Best all-round. Moving on, we have the Dell XPS 15 9500, which has been for a long time one of the best laptops out there, thanks to its amazing balance between price and combination of performance and features. It's also a very attractive laptop, and the panel is just amazing. Let's take a closer look. The Dell XPS 15 9500 is made from a combination of aluminium and carbon fiber. This combo delivers durability and lightweight body at the same time. The carbon fiber deck looks very high-tech, and while we're at it, I should state that the keyboard delivers snappy performance. The Dell XPS 15 9500 measures just 0.7 inches at its thickest point. It's also packed with a great number of ports, including 2 USB-A ports, SD card reader, a Thunderbolt 3 port, HDMI 2.0 and a 3.5mm headset jack. The panel of this thing is a 15.6-inch OLED, one with a native 4K 3840 by 2160 resolution that delivers amazing detail. I should note that the color reproduction of this panel is just amazing at 240% of the sRGB color space. The brightness is at 630 nits, which is blinding, to be honest. In the performance department, this one has a 10th generation Intel Core i7 CPU with 32GB of RAM and 1TB of high-speed SSD. For graphical tasks, it has the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 Ti GPU with 4GB of dedicated VRAM. It definitely is one of the best laptops in the market. Buying guide. Battery life. Many lightweight laptops also tend to have solid battery performance. If you prefer spending less time recharging or searching for an available outlet while traveling, some models have extended capacities of 11 hours or more. To determine a notebook's expected battery life, don't take the manufacturer's word for it. Instead, read third-party results from objective sources such as our reviews. Display. The more pixels you have, the more content you can fit on screen, and the sharper it'll look. Sadly, some budget laptops still have 1366 by 768 displays, and so do a few business laptops. But if you can afford it, we recommend paying extra for a panel that runs at 1920 by 1080, also known as Full HD or 1080p. Higher-end laptops have screens that are 2560 by 1600, 3200 by 1800, or even 3840 by 2160, also known as 4K, which all look sharp but consume more power, lowering your battery life. Ports. While the absence of ports is usually not a deal breaker when choosing a laptop, it's helpful to get the connections you need right on the system, rather than having to carry a slew of dongles. Most mainstream laptops will have USB 3.0 ports and HDMI out for video. However, an increasing number of laptops use USB Type-C or Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4 ports that are USB Type-C compatible. Getting Type-C is a definite plus because you can use it to connect to universal chargers and docks.